Hi everyone, Velvet here, and I have some stories for you today. But before we get started, can you please do me a huge favor and like, comment, and subscribe? It'll help the channel out and it'll get you more videos like this. Let's get to it. And our first one is from Zest Close Boat Throwaway. Am I the beehole for throwing how much my husband makes in my brother's face after my brother insulted his career? I, a 27-year-old female, come from a family of white-collared career people. My dad, a 60-year-old male, owns his own business, and my mom, a 57-year-old pediatric surgeon, and my older brother, a 30-year-old, is a lawyer, and loves to boast about how much money he makes. He's always buying new watches and expensive suits. He also drives a Porsche and is engaged to who will be his third wife. Oh man, that's not a lawyer I'd want. I've always been more introverted than my brother, and I tend to fade into the background. I create and operate my own business and make more than a decent living. Wow, your family's out there killing it. My husband is a master electrician, and he owns a very successful business, and he makes more than 3 times what I do. Like I said, tradesman, that's where the money is right now. We are a dink, a couple, double income, no kids. However, we keep our income very low-key and don't spend money like my brother does. My parents are aware of how much my husband makes because we paid for their 35th wedding anniversary getaway, and my dad saw the price tag. We were at Mother's Day on Sunday, and both my brother and I bought nice things for our mother as gifts. He bought her jewelry, and I got her a certificate for several hand massages at a spa near the hospital where she works at. My mother thanked us, and my brother decided it would be a good time to brag about how much the necklace cost, looking at my husband and joking about how he could never afford to buy a necklace like the one he got my mother, how my husband could never afford anything on an electrician's wage. Oh, your brother sounds like an idiot. He carried on like that until I had enough of him insulting my partner, who worked harder than my brother to get where he's at. I yelled at my brother to shut up, and that my husband easily makes twice what he does, and that he should sit his arse down and be more respectful. Mother's Day is about mom, not you, were my exact words. After my brother left, soon after I snapped at him, I apologized to my mom, and we went to have a wonderful dinner, where my mom told my husband embarrassing stories about me when I was little. My husband thanked me for standing up for him, and my mom told me she had a lovely night while we were on the phone yesterday, and told me she's used some of the money on her certificate to get her hands and fingers massaged after a 10-hour surgery. She told me she was very happy with my gift. My brother's fiance sent me a tirade of text, blasting me for embarrassing him in front of our parents and calling me a beehole. I feel bad for causing drama, but happy I stood up for my husband. Am I the beehole? No, OP. No, you're not the beehole. I'm gonna say you're a fantastic wife, though. Good for you for standing up for your husband. And, like, I'm not a technician. I don't know the electrician, sorry. I'm friends with one, and I know he makes good money. He's buying his own house right now. So I know they make good money even at not master class. So while not knowing any of that, I know putting master in front of something probably means high ranked and he's probably doing well. It's crazy how people are programmed to think that something like a plumber, electrician, or a blue collar job like that is beneath them and think white collar jobs are where the money's at. No, nowadays a trade, man, go into plumbing, go into electricity, save yourself some money. You can get out there sooner and make your own money and buy your own house and live your life. God, maybe I should try a trade. I don't know. But back to you. So my guess is when the wife called you or texted you a tirade of text, he went running to her and started crying to her. Oh, she made me look embarrassed and all that. No, you did it to yourself, buddy. All you had to do is just shut up and enjoy Mother's Day. And he probably didn't tell her that he was going on and being a prick. It's like, oh, I make so much more money than you, my Porsche, my third wife, and blah blah blah. He sounds like he has a miserable life. I do not get the infatuation with things like watches and cars. A car is a tool to me. I'd like a nice tool, but doesn't need to have diamonds encrusted on it. And for watches, I don't care. I have a phone. It's just a stupid status symbol. Human beings, we've been wired to be so stupid. Oh, you have a bigger shiny thing. That means you're really successful. No, P, you and your husband seem like my type of people. I hate spending money too, and I like living, low key. If I won $1 trillion, I'd still wear my Walmart brand clothes because it's cheap, and I like to save money. So, OP, no, you're not the beehole. You're a darn good wife for sticking up for your husband. Good for you. not the beehole. Our next one comes from Possible Soil 3886. Am I the beehole for spending my son's university fun trip to Europe to drink beer, like I always threatened, instead of giving it to his stepbrother after he passed away? My son was smart, smarter than me. I almost requested a paternity test because of how damn intelligent he was. That is a joke. My ex and I divorced when he was about 12. She remarried when he was 14. I did when he was 16. He had a RESP set up for him. That's an education fund in Canada. As long as he went for post-secondary education, he could use the money for anything. I always told him that I was okay with him not going to university. That way I could use the money that I had saved up for him to go to Belgium and buy some beer from the monks that only allow you to buy one case. Is that true? Is that a thing? I mean, that sounds like a thing. That's pretty cool. I don't drink, so I would get that case and try to sell it because that sounds like it's pretty hard to get. He knew I was joking, and he always played along. He wouldn't let me get his goat. When he got accepted to McGill, it was the proudest moment of my life. I took him out for a beer to celebrate his achievement, and the mourn the loss of my trip to Europe. My son was struck and taken by a drunk driver in March. Oh man. I'm dealing with it. My ex is dealing with it. My wife has been nothing but a rock in this. She's holding me up. I was dealing with the funeral arrangements and everything when my ex came to talk to me about his money. She knew I had a scholarship and was just going to use the money for living expenses and an emergency fund. She asked me what I was going to do with it. I said I was going to do what I always said I was. I was going to Europe to drink a beer. She asked if she could have it for her stepson. I thought about it and said no. Her husband is a decent enough person, but he made it clear that he wasn't responsible for any expenses for my son, beyond food and shelter and stuff obviously. Like I said, he is decent. I said I wasn't going to do that. I was going to drink a beer in my son's honor. She says I'm wasting thousands of dollars. Honestly, who cares? But back to the story. And I guess I am. I have to give the government back a portion of the fund, but I don't care. Oh, yeah, alright. My ex thinks I'm being stupid and irresponsible wasting my son's money like this. I don't care. OP, you are not the beehole, and just like her husband said, he's not responsible for the normal things, and that's not a normal thing. You don't owe his children, a trip to college. That was money that's your money that you put away for your son to go to college, and I'm sorry for what happened. That's freaking terrible. God, drunk drivers, man. And this is the way you're dealing with it. You're going to go over there and you're going to honor your son, which makes sense to me. And even if you didn't want to do that, that's your money. OP, I think it's a beautiful thing what you're doing. Go there and honor your son, because oh god, this is a brutal story. OP, not the beehole. Shame on her for even asking for that money. What a ghoul. And our final one comes from Sugar Maple 9728. Am I the beehole? My 32-year-old male partner, a 28-year-old female, got Botox and filler, and I think it looks terrible. My 32-year-old male partner, a 26-year-old female, went on vacation with her friend, who works in the medical field and is really into plastic surgery. Her friend has some syringes of Botox and filler, and my partner decided it'd be fun to get Botox in her forehead and filler in her lips and chin. Oh, ooh. When she returned from vacation, I saw her and felt like I hardly recognized her. She looked different. I hated it. I can't understand the desire to use filler or Botox. I have tried my best to be supportive, but it's hard. I have said things like, "Wow, you look so different. I'm glad you did what makes you happy, and you still look beautiful." But I can't stop staring, and it makes me queasy looking at her, wondering who this person is. Meanwhile, I'm struggling not to say that I hate the Botox/filler, that I find her new look to be way less attractive. She looks like a duck/Instagram filter, and on one side of her lips, it's puffier than the other. Oh god, they couldn't even get it even. Should I be honest and say that I'm repulsed by her injections, or bite my tongue and never say anything? Am I the beehole? Oh man, OP, I feel for you. Imagine this. You marry your beautiful wife who you find beautiful because you married her just the way she is. She goes away for a while and then this, creature emerges from your wife and she says your wife and she's over here with her big poofy lips and she can't even move her head and then them being unbalanced would bug me too, especially I just keep looking at them. Oof. Now, a bit of good news for you, OP. I don't know much about Botox, never gonna touch it. But from what I understand, it does filter out the body, so she won't look terrifying forever. I don't know how long it takes because you have to keep touching that stuff up and it goes away. But that might hurt you. I think either way you gotta tell her, because if you don't tell her and you wait for the Botox to run out, she might think, wow, he really finds me attractive with the Botox. I gotta go get it touched up before it runs out. So you never have a chance to tell her that you think she's prettier when it runs out and you think she's gonna take it better. But if you tell her right now, she's probably gonna, start crying and breaking down a little bit because she's probably insecure with her looks, why she did that. But OP, I think you're gonna have to rip that band-aid off and very gently and easily tell her that you don't like it. I don't know how to phrase it. Don't say you don't find her attractive. Just say that you don't like it and not to do it again. I'd phrase it, I don't know, find a way to phrase it better. But yeah, I think either way you gotta tell her or she's gonna keep doing this, man. People, I wish people would stop doing this, doing surgeries where you gotta fly back with your butt in the air because you can't sit down for how many months while it's healing, and Botox and injecting stuff in your body. I just don't get it, and I don't like it either. So, Pete, not the beehole. Yeah, you're gonna have to just bite the bullet on this one and tell her. Thank you for making it to the end of the video with me. And can you please do what I said in the beginning? And like, comment, and subscribe. It really and truly does help the channel out. It helps it grow, and it helps you get more videos like this. Velvet out.